In Mysore, Swamiji got to know Diwan Sheshadri and also the Maharaja of Mysore. Swamiji's discourse in Sanskrit at a gathering of scholars deeply impressed the Maharaja.
Swamiji, we are pleased to have learned a lot from you today during Sanskrit discourse. What are your future plans?
Maharaj, India is a land of many religions and schools of philosophy. The Western world has progressed in science. Human welfare is possible only by the reconciliation of the two. Therefore, I want to go to America in order to propagate Vedanta.
Then I shall bear all the expenses of the visit.
Thank you, Your Majesty. You have been very kind and concerned about India and Hindu Dharma. The ship sailed from Bombay Harbour on 31st May 1893. Swamiji reached the city of Chicago in the middle of July. On his way he made enquiries about the opening of the Conference of World Religions. It was still 3 months away. The money he had was fast disappearing. Since Chicago was a big city and very expensive, Swamiji moved to Boston. Occasionally there, he addressed meetings at small clubs. The subject of his talk was Indian culture and the Hindu Dharma. Gradually, many scholars became his friends. When Swamiji went back to Chicago, he found that he had lost the addresses of some people. Swamiji curled himself in an empty box which was lying in the railway station. The next morning, a lady came near him and asked him,
Sir, are you a delegate to the Conference of World Religions?
Yes?
I am Mrs. George Hales. Please come to my house. You can bathe and have food. Then I'll take you to the conference.
The conference started on 11 September 1893. Thousands of delegates belonging to different countries of the world had gathered at the conference. Vivekananda was the youngest of them all. When it was his turn to speak, he prayed fervently to Sri Ramakrishna and Mother Sharda Devi and stood up to speak. Sisters and brothers of America, It fills my heart with joy unspeakable to rise in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of religions, and I thank you in the name of millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. As the different streams having their sources in different paths, which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to the same God.
जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती स्वर्ग ने थी जिस तपोवन की उतारी आरती जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती
Swamiji made a tremendous impression, first in USA and then also in England. The press paid him the highest tributes as an exponent of India's age-old values. His first foreign tour lasted for 4 years. Before he left London, one of his British friends put this question to him.
Swami, how do you like now your motherland, after 4 years' experience of the luxurious, glorious, powerful West?
India I loved before I came away. Now the very dust of India has become holy to me. The very air is now to me holy. It is now the holy land, the place of pilgrimage to me. Swamiji became a great national hero in India.
जवान देश की वसुंधरा पुकारती, उठो जवान देश की वसुंधरा पुकारती.
By the time he arrived in India, Swamiji's fame had spread far and wide. When he landed in Colombo on 15th January 1897, he was accorded a welcome that befitted an emperor. In South India, he was carried in procession in a coach, drawn by an admiring crowd. Innumerable addresses and garlands were presented to him.
May it please your holiness, feed the inhabitants of this ancient and historic Samsthanam of Setubandha Rameshwaram, otherwise known as Ramnathapuram or Ramnad, beg most cordially to welcome you to this, our motherland. We deem it a very rare privilege to be the first to pay your holiness our heartfelt homage on your landing in India. We have watched with feelings of genuine pride and pleasure the unprecedented success which has crowned your laudable efforts in bringing home to the finest minds of the West the intrinsic merits and excellence of our time.
He had realized that social service was possible only through the concerted efforts of an organized mission. That is why he started Sri Ramakrishna Mission in 1897 and formulated its ideology and goal. On 4th July 1902, he attained eternal bliss. A long succession of national leaders, starting from Tilak, has drawn inspiration from Swami Vivekananda. They discovered India, her strong and weak points, through him. If you want to know India, study Vivekananda, was Tagore's advice. This holds true even today. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.